Hi guys, welcome back to Mobility Monday. Today we're going to go through a different exercise that's going to target thoracic mobility, both through the rotation and flexion and extension. Now the common theme across all the weeks so far has been targeting people that have the problems in the stiffness and soreness due to sedentary lifestyles, which is a very common issue which we get asked to help with. So this one also applies exactly to that problem as well. When you're sitting at a desk for so long and you are coming into this position, we've talked about internally rotated shoulders, but now we're talking about the upper part of the spine as well. So we've got different sections of the spine, and today the thoracic spine, or the T-spine for short, is that kind of upper mid-back in between the shoulder blades. Okay, so if you're experiencing any kind of stiffness and soreness there, this will be a really good one for you to try out. So what we're going to do right now is go through a little test retest to see where we're at right now, and then to see if we get better results after we've done these techniques. So first thing that we're going to do is make sure that our lower back, which is our lumbar section of our spine, is locked. We don't want that to be rotating as we're focusing on the top part. So the way we can do that easily is come into all fours, but drop our hips into our heels. And this is going to lock in this section. Now from here, all we're going to do, stay nice and tall, get nice and neutral with the spine, and we're going to twist and rotate, following the wrist with the chin, and go as far as you can, and then come back down. We can test both sides, going the other way. You might have one side better than the other, but be careful not to compromise by twisting through the bottom part of your spine. Keep that locked, keep it connected with the heels, and come back in. So that's your starting position. In order to get the best results out of the joint, if we're looking to get and enhance that rotation, we also need to move the joint in the different planes of movement. So we're going to go forward and back, which is the flexion extension section. Take your KO8 for this part. You want to remove the suspension clip so that we're working with the resistance. Now, this doesn't need to be super heavy, doesn't need to be full 3 blacks, 1 red. If you need to, and if it's becoming a little bit too heavy, we can reduce. So what we're going to do first of all is, we're going to now work into that upper part of the spine with the flexion and extension, but again, trying to eliminate any hyperextension from the lower spine. So again, same thing that we're going to do. We're going to drop the hips onto the heels, lock the lumbar into place, come out nice and far. Okay, we're going to start here, and all we're going to do now is make sure that we keep a nice neutral spine, and we're going to let the bands bring us into extension. Lift nice and tall. You should feel a pinch in between the shoulder blades, and then we'll bring it back down into flexion. So we're going to hunch our shoulders forward, and then release and let the hands be brought back towards the anchor point by the KO8 handle, keeping that chest up nice and high. Elbows flared, and we'll do a good 8 to 10 reps with this, nice and slow. Just keep the breath nice and calm, just take your time with this one. And again, really focus on mobilizing that upper part of the spine, upper part of your back, until you've done, as I say, your 8 to 10 reps. So now once we're there, we should start to feel a little bit looser already. So now we're going to go into the rotation. So I've got an exercise here for you. I'm going to show you 2 variations. Now, first one, we're going to get into a windmill position. Now you might have seen this, people do this a lot with a kettlebell. And what you got to do is you got to make sure that we're standing nice and square. We're going to bring both feet to one side. So we're going to bring those toes out. Then we're going to pop our hip in the opposite direction of our flexed knee. Okay, so we're going to go into this position. Now as you pop out that hip, we're going to slide the hand down the body, trying to create a nice neutral top line from fingertips to fingertips, and then come back up. Okay, so this is your practice for the movement pattern. Once we've got that, what we're going to do is we're going to add the KO8. So what this is going to do is it's going to bring us into a further range of motion for the rotation than we'd normally be able to get into. So an easy way to do this, variation number 1, open out the foot cradle, put your hand on the inside, and make sure that you're on line with the anchor point as well. This is very important because you want to make sure that the KO8 isn't pulling you in the wrong direction. So what we're going to do here is make sure we're on line, make sure we're getting the right angle, adjust the feet, pop the hip out into that hinge, and we're going to drop into that position. Hold for a few seconds, and up again. If you need a little bit more tension, you can step out slightly. Again, hip comes out, hand slides down the inside of the flexed leg or the bent knee, and you should feel the KO8 starting to bring that wrist over and across the shoulder blade. So you'll feel a nice stretch on the inside there of the shoulder blade, okay? So that's variation 1. If you do have problems with your shoulders and you're worried about taking it too far, what we can do is we can drop the shoulder in. So what we're gonna do here is keep the wrist underneath the chin, use your thumb to hook the strap and place all 4 fingers on the back of the neck, okay? Now as we move forward into the position again, make sure the feet and the toes are pointed where they were before. Bend that knee, pop the hip out the other side, and as we hinge down, we're going to really open out that chest. Now, once we're at this bottom position, we're going to hold, keeping the legs nice and strong. Take a deep breath in, and then we're going to curl and tuck underneath, contract, and then relax and let the KO8 pull that shoulder all the way back to the anchor point. This is really going to give you a fantastic twist and a stretch through that T-spine. Breathe in again, nice and strong, tuck, control it, breathe into it, and come back to a standing. Now we're going to do good 5 reps there, either side. Let it really open out that T-spine, keeping your lumbar nice and locked by pushing your hip far away. Everything's nice and strong, legs are strong, and you're just going to work forward and back through that position. So there's 2 variations that you can do. One with the arm up, second one with the contract, relax, adding the curl and tuck through. After that, the final thing that you do is retest. Okay, so let's go back to our position we were before. Have we seen any immediate results? Let's check. Now going back into position I was before, making sure again we're keeping the lumbar spine locked in by sitting on the heels. Keep a neutral spine, find that neutral position, and then lift off. And there's noticeably an improvement there. Almost looked like for the first time I wasn't really trying my best, but I actually was. So working on that right side as opposed to the left side, which I haven't mobilized yet too much. The left side's already better than before, but that's probably down to the foam roll and the flexion extension mobilization. Without the rotation, as you can see, the right side and the left side noticeably different, and already you're starting to feel really loose and really fluid up there. And it's okay if you're starting to feel the muscles in there that have been worked, because they have. You've been loading up that pattern. When we had the hand on the back of the neck, we're bringing in the resistance, not only to help with the range of motion, but also to load the pattern, okay? So try that one, guys. T-spine rotation, give us a shout, let us know how you got on, and I'll see you next week.